Hello guys, I hope you have already watched the part 1 of this video, and I hope you have already done the 3 things I told you in the part 1. 1. You have already given a GT and you know where you stand in the race. Second, you have written all the reasons you think why you can't secure rank 1 and have already sticked it to your study desk. And 3, you're already fired up and motivated by getting inspired by the anime characters I've told you about. But here's the real question: how do you actually stick to your exact plan for the whole 10 months without giving up in between or without quitting? Let's suppose you have watched a very powerful motivational video and you get fired up and be like, कल से रोज 12-12 घंटे पढ़ूंगा एंड मैं भी देखता हूँ रैंक 1 मेरे अलावा और कौन लेके जाता है. And you actually achieve that 12-hour target on day 1, you feel happy, you feel satisfied. On day 2, you fall a little behind, maybe 8 to 10 hours that day. And day 3, your brain gets burned out. And on day 4, you're back to YouTube with all that self-guilt, self-doubt, and searching for another motivational video. You see, motivation is like matchstick. Instantly fires up, very short living. And you guys keep lighting the matchsticks every 4th day, and within a few months, you finish off the entire matchbox. Then give up your preparation and start guilt tripping all the way. And you'll be forced to give up on your dreams. So, you need to build a bonfire if you want to stay fired up to the entire preparation phase. And that bonfire is called discipline. You don't have to start studying 12 hours from day 1. You can start from the least and slowly build up on that using discipline. You can start studying for 6 hours a day and you can divide it like 3 hours for video lectures, 2 hours to solve MCQs on the same lectures you have watched that day, and keep 1 hour to review your wrong MCQs, to check why did you get that wrong, and also fill those gaps which you have in understanding the concepts. So keep doing this for 1 week, and every week you can increase the duration by 30 minutes. By doing so, at the end of first month, you'll be studying 8 hours a day. By the end of second month, you'll be studying 10 hours a day, and by the end of third month, you'll be studying 12 hours a day. And after the third month, even after studying 12 hours, you won't feel that burnout, or you won't feel tired, because you have already gotten used to that routine due to discipline. Now it's entirely up to you how you divide the 12 hours you want to study per day, depending on your strength and weaknesses. Let's suppose you have a very strong grasping capacity, so you reduce the duration allotted for the video lectures and increase the duration for MCQs. Let's suppose your note taking skills are not so good, so you can allot a little bit extra time for video lectures and a little bit less for MCQs. That entirely depends on your strength and weaknesses. But let me tell you one most important thing. It's not the number of hours that matter, but what have you retained and what have you understood in those study hours is what matters. Remember, focus on quality, not quantity. But how exactly are you gonna study for 12 hours without getting distracted, without getting that self-doubt, without getting burned out? While studying, you get a notification from your phone and you start scrolling, and boom, you don't even know how 2 hours passed away. And while you study, every other tiny thing will feel more important. Even the ants moving on the wall, or some random movie you have seen long back, some song you want to listen, because your brain is lazy. It doesn't want to work, but it needs its reward. So during your preparation phase, you need to trick your brain so that you make him work hard and then only give him dopamine. So how exactly do you do it? Let me explain it to you. Let's suppose you have a target for tomorrow to study 6 hours. You want to do 3 hours of video lectures, 2 hours of MCQ, and 1 hour of revision. And at the end of the day, you keep a reward if you achieve the target of yours. And the reward could be anything you like. And my reward was 1 hour of anime. If I didn't finish my target, I wouldn't get to watch my favorite anime. And just because of that irresistible urge to watch the next episode, I used to complete my target no matter what. And slowly this became a routine, and I even gradually increased my study duration for 12 hours. So, yeah, just because of the reward, I could keep studying for 12 hours a day. You can try this too. Follow this daily routine and use the first 6.5 to 7 months to complete the entire 19 subject syllabus. And to divide this 6.5 months to 6.5 to 7 months into subject wise, here's what I suggest. The first month, where you're gonna studying between 6 to 8 hours a day, you can focus on the two main first year subjects, that is anatomy and physiology. Initially your pace will be slow, so take 2 weeks each for each of the subjects. So by the end of 1 month you should have completed anatomy and physiology, and during the second month where you'll be studying from 8 to 10 hours, you can focus on the two major second year subjects, that is patho and pharma. So by the end of second month you should have mastered four core subjects: anat, physio, patho and pharma. Remember, if you master these four subjects, your medicine and surgery is going to go butter smooth. These are the core subjects. If you want to solve those long clinical questions and try pinpointing the exact organ and the pathology, if you want to solve the MCQ. And during the third month, where you'll study 10 to 12 hours, you will focus on three subjects, that is PSM, biochemistry, and you can either choose microbiology or forensic medicine depending on your interest. And during the next 3 to 4 months, you will keep a main clinical subject every month and two short subjects. Like for the fourth month, you can focus on OBG for 2 weeks and remaining short two subjects like ENT and Opthal. During the fifth week, you can focus on surgery for 2 weeks, and the remaining two you can complete ortho and radiology. And from sixth to seventh week, you will keep for medicine and medicine related subjects. You can allot 3 to 3.5 weeks for medicine, and the remaining time for your pediatrics, dermat, and whatever short subjects you are left with. So 6.5 to 7 months is more than sufficient for you to complete your first reading. Most of the students do one tiny mistake, that once they complete a subject, they'll keep that note somewhere and forget it entirely. And during revision, everything feels like new to them. So please avoid this mistake. What I want you to do is, when you complete a subject and you're reading your second subject, at the end of the day, in the 12 hours duration, you need to keep dedicated 1 hour to revise your previously completed subjects, so that you stay in touch with those, and after a long time, when you open your notes, it shouldn't feel new to you. Now let's be real. No matter how strictly disciplined you are, no matter how powerfully motivated you are, no matter how hard you try to stick to the schedule, you will definitely have some days where you will be at your lowest, when you won't feel like studying anything, when you'll feel like giving up, when you'll feel everything is a waste, I'm not working hard enough. So everybody feels that. Even I had days like that. What did I do? What is the solution for that? Now it's time for your third piece of paper to stick on that study table of yours. It's called your minimum daily routine. Write on that paper 1 hour of notes revision or video lectures, not of a new topic, some old topic which you think you are weak at. 1 hour to solve MCQs, and another half an hour to look at important tables and images. So these 2.5 hours should be your minimum daily routine. That even on your worst day, this is the bare minimum you need to do. And if you're able to do more than that, then very good. This routine is going to differentiate you from those thousands of average students out there. Keep showing up daily, even if you don't feel like it, because ultimately you will be the deserving one for that rank. Now, coming to something everyone is scared of, a grand test. Well, I suppose you have already given your first grand test even before beginning, and you already know where you at what level are you. And your second grand test should be after 1 month. That is when you have completed the two subjects, that is anatomy and physiology, and you have solved all the MCQs of those, and you have built this routine of studying daily. So now your second GT is definitely going to be better than the first one. So there it is, your first confidence booster. You have performed well in a GT compared to your previous one. Because a lot of you guys will never attempt a GT due to fear. You're scared. What if your current GT goes worse than your previous one? What if your graph comes like this? What if even after studying so much, you're not able to answer the questions? You've studied so much, you've worked so hard, but still no improvement. This is where your confidence level crashes down, and you'll start doubting your abilities, and gradually you stop reaching your daily goals. You'll start spending more time scrolling. You'll start searching on YouTube how to crack GT, how to how to crack NEET PG 2026, how to improve GT scores, how to solve MCQs and whatnot, blah blah. Remember one thing: do not focus on your GT scores and the mock rank during the first 6 months. Don't do it. What you need to focus on is just the graph pattern compared to your previous GT. What is the graph? Is it uptrending or downtrending? If it's uptrending, then very good, you're improving. your schedule is working, your discipline is working. But what if it's downtracking or it's hit a plateau? What do you do then? Don't get scared. There's a solution for that too. You need to add another technique in your study arsenal, that is custom modules. So in your 12 hours of study routine, make time for a custom module. 1 hour you have already dedicated to revising previously completed subjects, and you can dedicate another hour for solving custom modules. You need to just solve one custom module of 50 MCQs in exam mode daily. Do this for a month, and subconsciously you'll develop the skill of eliminating the options or guessing the options correctly, and your MCQ solving speed will also increase. And after a month, when you give the GT, there definitely is going to be improvement. So during the first 6 to 7 months, your GT strategy will be giving GT every month, and make sure to stick to your schedule and focus on just the graph pattern of your GT and not the marks or the mock rank. Now, once you're done with completing the syllabus, you are going to dedicate the next 2 months for your first revision. What are you going to do during these 8 weeks? You are either going to read your notes or you can watch revision videos quickly. And this is the time when you integrate the subjects. You integrate non-clinical subjects to clinical subjects, and you develop the skill of solving clinical questions during these 8 weeks and revision. Also, increase the frequency of GT to every 15 days. So in the duration of 2 months, you'll have given 4 GTs. And this time, you're going to focus on your marks and the mock rank, and consciously try to improve it during every GTs, because now you know all your 19 subjects, you know where you're lacking at, you know which subject is your weakest, which is your strongest, what kind of questions you get stuck, what kind of questions you answer easily. So when you give a GT and when you analyze, you need to look at your wrong MCQs and and analyze why you got that wrong. Was it your conceptual error? Was it a silly mistake, or was it a mistake due to fear? So you will have 15 days to correct your shortcomings and come back stronger the next time. And after your first revision, depending on your exam dates and depending on how many days are left for your final exam, maybe 1 or 1.5 months, you can plan your second or third revision accordingly. But the most important thing you need to do during the last few days is don't change your strategy at the last moment. I know it will feel overwhelming. You will get all these thoughts of self doubt, fear that what if my preparation is not enough? What if I'm missing out something? Is there something else I need to cover? Is there some other strategy I need to follow in the last few days? So you start searching on YouTube for the last moment strategies, for last moment tips, for last moment mindsets, but and you start watching hundreds of videos. What it does is it shakes your confidence. Whatever you've been doing for the past 10 to 11 months, you'll start doubting it. So make sure just to follow one person's advice whom you trust, and not each and every advice out there. Because if you're studied with discipline for this entire year, you already know what to do during the last few days. You already know what subjects you lack at, what subject are your strong points. But your mind will keep seeking assurance, will keep seeking this positive reinforcements called, yes, I have done it all. And you yourself will have a final strategy, but you need someone to approve it. Don't do that. Believe yourself. Stop second guessing yourself. Stop following some random advice each and everyone gives you. Stick to your plan and build your bonfire, because your dream rank is already yours. You just need to go and claim it. So all the best for your preparation. I'll be here if you are stuck in between or need any help during your preparation. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to share it to someone who's preparing for NEET PG 2026.